Path to 4 murders in Kirkland Lake was greased by probation fails. Hello, I'm Jay Nickel from Nickel Investigations, and this is an Ontario Cold Cases, Canada's True Crime Podcast, special edition. The suspect in 4 shocking small-town killings isn't talking. On Tuesday, OPP detectives said they had linked a pair of double homicides just 9 days apart last year in Kirkland Lake to Marty Rosko, who reportedly took his life while locked in the North Bay jail in a separate matter. If he was still alive, cops say compelling grounds exist to charge and prosecute him with murder charges for the 4 victims. They certainly would not be the first charges the 38-year-old had faced in his life. Indeed, look at his criminal CV shows he had been trending in that bloody direction for years. Gabriel Marecki, 47, and Amanda LaChapelle, 37, were found dead in a Wood Street home in Kirkland Lake on July 30th, 2023. Leah Thompson, 33, and Kyle Robertson, 37, were then found slain in a Kirkpatrick Street home on August 8th, 2023. Joel Warmington reported the victims' family members believed the second double murder was carried out because Rosko worried his girlfriend Thompson was going to flip on him. Marty Rosko, had a difficult time keeping out of trouble. He'd been charged previously with arson, drug trafficking, and assault. Family is where seeds of evil are often planted, but in Rosko's case, it isn't true. They are respected in town, a local source said. The big question is, with his record, why was he out? How many chances are people supposed to get? Too many, apparently. Before 2003, the entries for Rosko were for small-town hockey heroics. That year, something changed. Rosko was charged with assault causing bodily harm in June 2003 when he was 18. In 2006, he was charged with assault and possession of a weapon, a flick knife. In September 2012, he was part of a 7-person drug suite in Kirkland Lake and was charged with multiple drug trafficking and weapons charges, including breach of weapons prohibition. None of that 3 strikes nonsense here. In July 2014, another major police operation led to 45 area residents charged, saw Rosko hit with drug trafficking, possession of property obtained by crime, and breach of recognizance. In April 2019, he was charged with assault causing bodily harm, uttering threats, caused death or bodily harm, and failed to comply with a probation order. In May 2021, cops are called for an assault with a weapon. Rosko, now 36, was charged with aggravated assault, uttering threats, causing death or bodily harm, possession of a weapon for dangerous purposes, and of course, failed to comply with probation order. Less than a week after the first 2 homicides, not long before the second set of bodies were discovered, Rosko was busted again, this time late in August 6, 2023. Cops are called for a person who went to a home in an intoxicated, frantic state. As reported by a local newspaper, concerned for their well-being, police were called, but the person departed in a pickup truck prior to police arrival. The pickup truck ran off the road a short distance away, and the person was located and subsequently arrested. Rosko, 38, was charged with operation while impaired, alcohol and drugs, refusal to comply with demand, utter threats, cause death or bodily harm, and once again, failure to comply with his probation order. The next day, OPP charged Rosko with 2 counts of arson with disregard for life, 3 counts of failure to comply with probation in connection with a July 23rd, 2023 fire at a Kirkland Lake residence. He would die in jail after that, and the families of his 4 alleged victims would not get justice in a courtroom. A constant theme runs through a disproportionate number of homicides in this country. That is never having to say you're sorry revolving door justice system. Rosko should have been behind bars for his breaches. He was not. Instead of looking at the hulking man before them as a bit of local color, the justice system should have seen Marty Rosko as a ticking time bomb. 4 funerals later, it's clear obtuse judges and bureaucrats instead look away. Thank you, and please consider subscribing to Ontario Cold Cases, the podcast, available wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts.